Good morning, everyone, and welcome for this lecture. So, in the last lecture, we started the network theorems. So, in that, we have seen how many network theorems we have to learn, we have to study in the unit number one. So, superposition theorem, second one, Thevenin's theorem, third one, Norton's theorem, and fourth one, maximum power transfer theorem. So after learning these all theorems, we have to apply these theorems to solve the network problems. Okay. So when we will complete one theorem, we are solving the problems based on that theorem. So in this way, we will complete all the theorems. Okay. So we will categorize the problems into two types. One is based on the DC circuit and another is based on AC circuit. So first of all, what we will do, once we will finish the theorem and the problems based on the theorem will be DC based, DC circuit based. Like this we will complete, and after that we will go for AC analysis, that is the circuit which consisting of AC sources, and how to solve such type of problems, that we will see once we will complete all the DC circuit problems. Okay. Now in the last lecture we have started the first theorem, that is the superposition theorem. If you are referring the university question paper of this subject NDA, each and every time 4 to 5 marks question will be there based on the superposition theorem. I understand. Means every year, every exam of NDA, there will be a problem based on superposition theorem have asked. So we have to focus more and more how to solve the problems, how to apply the superposition theorem to solve the network problems. Are you understand? So this is about the what will be the weightage in the university question paper. Now, superposition theorem we started. We have discussed the points what we are going to learn. So first will be what is the superposition theorem. Okay, काय आहे नेमकं superposition theorem? This is new word. Okay, so what do you mean by superposition theorem? What is actually it is? Next one, where we can apply superposition theorem, whether it is condition, whether there is a condition to apply the superposition theorem. If condition is there, then what will be those conditions, that will be the in the second point. Then third point, how to apply the SPT. Okay, means when we are applying superposition theorem, SPT is a short form. So when we are applying SPT, what we are doing in the problem, how to analyze the problems. Okay, that we will cover in the third point. Fourth point, procedure to apply the SPT, like mesh analysis, nodal analysis. Always there are the procedure or steps to solve or to apply the theorems or the methods. Now, and last point will be applications of SPT. Okay, so these 5 points we are going to learn in the superposition theorem. Now, one by one we will see. So first of all, I think I have covered this point. What is the superposition theorem? Once again, I will repeat. In the last lecture, the statement is in given in short. Now it is in descriptive, and it is elaborated. Okay, and it is given in the simple words. So if theorem is asking, if theory question is asking, write a note on superposition theorem and explain with one example. In that case, you have to write this theorem. If problem is asking, then you have to solve the problem according to the superposition theorem. Okay, and last 5 to 6 question paper if you are referring, every time problems are asked, problems were asked in the university question paper. There is no theory question based on superposition theorem, but you have to remember the theorem. It may ask in practical and oral examination. Okay, so practical examination मध्ये what will be the superposition theorem, that question will be asked by examiner. So you must know the theorem. So without theorem you cannot apply, or you cannot follow the steps of superposition theorem. So once again I will read. The superposition theorem states that in a linear, first of all I will read complete sentence, then how to remember the theorem and what will be the logic, that I will tell. First of all I will read entire this theorem. The superposition theorem states that in a linear circuit containing two or more independent sources, the response in any element, the response in any element is equal to the algebraic sum of responses caused by individual sources acting alone, while the other sources are non-operative. So what do you mean by non-operative? Non-operative is meaning काय? Okay, that is given in the below statement. That is, all other ideal voltage sources and current sources are replaced by a short circuit and an open circuit across their terminals respectively. Okay, the respectively terms is missing here. So here once again I will give the hint how to remember. So first of all, superposition theorem we can apply for linear circuit. मग linear circuit म्हणजे काय, already we discussed in the types of network elements. So linear circuit means which consisting of inductor, resistors, capacitors. If diode is there, if transistor is there, then we cannot say that is the linear network. That will be non-linear network. Are you understand? So superposition theorem we can apply for linear circuit only. This is the first remembering point. Second point, that network or that circuit must consisting of at least two or more than two independent sources. कमीत कमी किती पाहिजे, दोन. Minimum two independent sources I am talking. Okay, don't confuse between independent and dependent. So I am talking about independent sources. It may be independent voltage source, it may be independent current source. Okay, diamond shape consider करायचं नाही. Okay, so in a linear circuit containing two or more independent sources, comma, the response in any element. मग response म्हणजे काय, the response is nothing but either voltage or current. Voltage across any resistor, voltage across any capacitor, voltage across any inductor, voltage across any branch. Similarly, current passing through inductor, current passing through resistor, current passing through capacitor, or current passing through particular branch. This is called as response. I understand. So the response in any element is equal to the algebraic sum of responses caused by individual sources acting alone. समजा तीन सोर्सेस आहेत, तीन इंडिपेंडंट सोर्सेस आहेत, एका वेळी एकच सोर्स घ्यायचा आणि बाकीचे दोन नॉन ऑपरेटिव्ह करायचं. ओके, सो त्या एका सोर्स मुळे रिस्पॉन्स काय येते, that you have to find. Second time, second source you can take and remaining sources make it non-operative and then find out second response. Third times you can take third independent source and other two you have to make non-operative and find out the response. So finally you have to add that. Finally you have to take the algebraic sum. Okay, all three responses. That will give the total answer. That is the meaning of that statement. Okay, E is equal to algebraic sum of responses caused by individual sources acting alone while other sources are non-operative. मग non-operative म्हणजेच काय करायचं, that is all other ideal voltage sources are replaced by short circuit and all other ideal current sources are replaced by open circuit. So remember this point, ideal voltage source असेल independent, ideal voltage source it is replaced by short circuit and ideal current source you have to replace by open circuit. So why we are doing like this, voltage source का open करत नाही, voltage source short का करतो, because if you learn already the types of sources, in that if you want to convert the practical voltage source into ideal, practical voltage source and ideal voltage source मध्ये काय फरक आहे, the resistor RS which is connected in series, if that RS is equal to 0 then it will convert into ideal. मग resistor 0 चं meaning काय आहे, if resistor is 0 then that is the meaning of short circuit. Short circuit चं resistor चं value किती असतो, 0. Now similarly current value, practical current source if you want to convert into ideal current source then there will be a parallel resistor. मग तो पॅरलल रेजिस्टन्स किती असायला पाहिजे, दॅट शुड बी द इन्फायनाइट. मग तो इन्फायनाइट असेल तर मीनिंग काय, इट विल बी ओपन. सो दिस इज द रिझन वाय वी आर डुईंग व्होल्टेज सोर्स शॉर्ट अँड करंट सोर्स ओपन. Okay, this question also asking in a POE, that is the practical and oral examination. So this will be the theorem. So how to remember, first of all linear circuit containing two or more independent sources, then the response in any element is equal to, third will be the algebraic sum of responses caused by individual sources acting alone while other sources are non-operative, and fourth statement, all ideal voltage sources are replaced by short circuit and all ideal current sources are replaced by open circuit. These 4 points you can remember. Once you remember these 4 points, there is no confusion how to remember of superposition theorem. Don't mug up. Biologically you can keep in mind. Now next one, where we can apply the superposition theorem. Okay, now second point we are discussing in the agenda. Now second point will be where we can, whether there will be the condition, yes, there are the some condition. So in the statement only I have given, in linear circuit only, superposition theorem we can apply for linear circuit only, which consisting of inductor, resistors, capacitor. Next, it can be applied for both AC and DC circuits. Means there doesn't matter whether the circuit consisting of AC sources or DC sources. Are you understand? AC sources means sinusoidal sources. Okay. So next one, third one, the circuit must consisting of at least two independent sources. डिपेंडंट सोर्स किती आहेत काहीही मोजायची गरज नाही. हाऊ मेनी डिपेंडंट मीन्स डायमंड शेपचे सोर्सेस किती आहेत ते मोजायची गरज नाही. इंडिपेंडंट सोर्सेस यू हॅव टू काउंट. इट शुड बी मिनिमम टू. जर एकच असेल वी कॅन नॉट अप्लाय द सुपरपोजिशन थेरम. इट शुड बी मिनिमम टू. मॅक्झिमम किती असेल तरी चालेल. ओके. So these are the three conditions where we can apply the superposition theorem. Now next, third point, how to apply the superposition theorem. So how to apply means what we are doing when we are applying the superposition theorem. How to apply and procedure. It will be looking like same. Means third point and fourth point, it is somewhat same one. Okay, don't confuse. So how to apply the superposition theorem. So first point, in this method, we will consider only one independent source at a time. ओके. एका वेळेस एकच इंडिपेंडंट सोर्सेस घ्यायचं आणि बाकीचे काय करायचे तुम्हाला नॉन ऑपरेटिव्ह. नॉन ऑपरेटिव्ह मीन्स व्हॉट? ideal voltage sources you have to make it short and all ideal current sources you have to make it open, but one source you have to consider at a one time and eliminate the remaining independent sources from the circuit according to the internal relations. Okay. And now second point, we can eliminate the independent voltage source by short circuit across their terminals and similarly independent current sources by opening their terminals. These 2 points you have to remember. Now third point, we need to find out the response in a particular branch n times if there are n independent sources. Okay, suppose there are the two independent sources, you will get two responses. If three independent sources are there, you will get three responses. If four are there, you will get four responses. Finally, but what you have to do? Finally, you have to add it. You have to take the algebraic sum and that will give the total response. I understand. So fourth point, the response in particular branch could be either current flowing through that particular branch or particular component, or voltage across particular branch or component. Okay, that I already told. What do you mean by the response? These 4 points you can take in how to apply the superposition theorem. Okay, one here I have shown, if ideal voltage source is there, this is battery. Okay, one of the source is we can say now this is also voltage source plus minus. So voltage source and this battery we can replace by short circuit. So short circuit is shown here. So you can replace that. This is also ideal voltage source and this is also ideal voltage source. Okay, both these two we can replace it by short circuit, whereas this is the current source, ideal current source, that can be replaced by open circuit. Okay, means we have removed that, we have made it open. So this is where how we are doing in the while solving in the problems. Now next, the points are whatever I told now, that is given here. To remove the independent voltage source while applying the theorem, voltage source must be set to 0. Voltage source 0 म्हणजेच काय? You have to make it short. And to remove the independent voltage source while applying the theorem, current source must be open circuited. Current source काय करायचं इथं दाखवल्याप्रमाणे it make it open circuit. Okay, but one independent source should be present in the given network. That point you have to consider, while other sources you have to make it changes here. Now next one. So procedure here. Okay, now procedure here, there are the 3 steps. So first step is find the response in a particular branch by considering one independent source and eliminating the remaining independent source present in the network. So how to eliminate? By replacing short circuit and open circuit according to the types of sources. So second step, repeat the step 1 for all independent sources present in the network. Okay, समजा 3 independent sources असेल तर किती step 1 किती वेळा रिपीट करावं लागतं तुम्हाला? 3 वेळा. If 2 independent sources are there, then you have to repeat the step 1 2 times. Okay, so this way you have to repeat the steps. Step number 3, add all the responses in order to get the overall response. That is, you have to take the independent voltage source when we are considering at a time, one at a time. So after solving, you have to take the algebraic sum of all responses so that you will get the final response, and that is nothing but the response due to all sources acting simultaneously. जो काही final response असणार आहे तो काय असणार आहे, the response due to all sources acting simultaneously. Are you understand? Okay, now next one, we will solve one example. So this will be somewhat typical example, whatever the I have shown here, this will be the typical example. So we can solve one simple problem, we will solve one simple problem before this problem. Okay, so I will move to that problem. Okay, so please. Okay, now I will write the question here. So I will give the heading superposition theorem. So first of all, find current passing through. So first of all, I will take the simple example so that we will start and we can understand. Find current passing through 3 ohm resistor using, I will write short form, using superposition theorem. So the network obviously they will give. So this will be 20 volt. This will be 5 ohm. This will be 3 ohm. This will be 10 ohm. And this will be a 5 ampere. Okay. Now, what is the question? Carefully read. First of all, they are asking use the superposition theorem. Okay. Once you will learn all the theorems, which theorem you have to apply, there will not be choice. They will tell which theorem you have to use. Okay. So which circuit method you have to use, you have to select. Nodal use करायचं का, mesh use करायचं का, current division you have to use, voltage division use, Ohm's law we can use, whatever the KVL, KCL, whatever the methods are there, that you have to select. But which theorem you have to apply, that is given in the question. Okay, and according to the steps, according to the procedure of that theorem only you have to proceed. Okay, now here once again observe the circuit carefully. This will be the circuit. So it is positive, it is negative. So what is the question? Current passing through 3 ohm. So where is the 3 ohm? Here. So that current I will give the name as I. That current I will consider this point as a ground point, and so I will consider this current as a I. So you need to find out this current I. Okay. Now what we will do? So we will start to apply the superposition theorem. Okay. Now what will be the first step? First step is what? Observation. So before applying superposition theorem, you have to observe that how many independent sources are present. So this is independent source, this is independent source. Remaining anywhere? No. Two independent sources are there, means condition is satisfying. Linear circuit is there? Yes, only resistors are there, that is linear circuits. So 20 volt and 5 ampere current sources are there. Two conditions are satisfying, one is linear and second one is the two independent sources are present. ओके, मिनिमम दोन पाहिजेत. डिपेंडंट सोर्स आहेत का? नाही. डिपेंडंट सोर्स असला तरी काही फरक पडत नाही. वी डू नॉट काउंट डिपेंडंट सोर्सेस, वी आर गोइंग टू काउंट ओनली इंडिपेंडंट सोर्सेस. दोन इंडिपेंडंट सोर्सेस आहेत. मग किती रिस्पॉन्सेस येणार? दोन. टू रिस्पॉन्सेस वी विल गेट. One is due to 20 volt and second one is due to 5 ampere. Okay, and finally you have to add those two responses, you will get the answer of I. So in this way you have to apply the superposition theorem. Now first of all, as two independent sources are there, two responses we will get. So first we will start when only 20 volt, this is voltage source, when only 20 volt voltage source is acting alone, जेव्हा फक्त 20 volt source circuit मध्ये असतो, at that time we have to find out the response. When only 20 volt voltage source present or acting alone, so according to that you have to draw the circuit. त्याच्यानुसार तुम्हाला काय करायचं, सर्किट ड्रॉ करायचं. Okay, now this 20 volt is present, plus minus, this is 5 ohm. Resistors will be as it is, suppose this will be 3 ohm. Now what about this current source? This is ideal current source. Okay, so when we are considering one source at a time, all ideal voltage sources replaced by short circuit. दुसरे कुठले voltage source आहे का? नाही. Okay, all ideal current sources replaced by open circuit. हा current source आहे, त्यामुळे हा open ठेवायचा. I will make it open as it is. Okay, I will remove and made it open. So this will be the open circuit. Current source is replaced by open circuit. Now I will call this response. मग इथला current find out करायचं तुम्हाला असं circuit असताना, due to this source. So that current I will call it as I1. One का म्हणायचं, due to first response. Due to first response I will given the name as I1. Okay. Now how to find out this current I1? Anyone? Which method we can apply? Current इकडं किती आहे current? What is the current flowing through this branch? हा ओपन सर्किट असल्यामुळे करंट किती असणार आहे? This will be the 0. No, this current will be 0. No, this current is 0. त्याला पाहतच नाही ना. ओपन सर्किट मध्ये करंट किती असतो? ओपन सर्किट मधला करंट 0 असतो. अंडरस्टँड? ओपन सर्किट मधला करंट 0 असतो. देर इज नो करंट फ्लोइंग थ्रू हियर. Whatever the current is flowing, that will be in this loop. Okay, now this current you have to find out. 5 ohm मधला करंट जे काय असेल तेच 3 ohm मध्ये असतो, कारण 5 ohm मधला करंट इथपर्यंत येतो पण इकडे जाऊ शकत नाही, because this is open. Whatever the current is flowing through 5 ohm, that will come and that will flow through 3 ohm again return to here. Means you have to find out this I1. So simple Ohm's law you can use. Simple Ohm's law. So I1 is equal to total voltage 20 divided by total resistance, that is 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3, कारण हे दोन्ही सिरीज मध्ये आहेत. का सिरीज मध्ये? कारण दोन्ही मधलं करंट सेम आहे. I understand? If same current is flowing through two different resistors, then those resistors are connected in series. मग सिरीज असताना आपण काय करतो? ऍडिशन. Okay, now 20 divided by 8. So I1 is equal to 2.5. किती आलं? Yes, 2.5. That will be the unit ampere. Now this is the first response. Okay, now second one, when only 5 ampere current source. Now this is current source. Okay, 5 ampere current source is acting alone. So what you have to do? Once again you have to redraw the circuit by keeping this voltage source, this current source as it is, and you have to make this voltage source short. हा voltage source short करायचा, कारण हा independent voltage source आहे किंवा ideal voltage source आहे. You have to make this voltage source short and keep 5 ampere as it is. So once again I will draw the circuit. Okay, now this will be the circuit. Carefully observe what I have did. This will be the short circuit. Current voltage source है, ideal voltage source है. So ideal voltage is replaced by short circuit. and this current source keep as it is, because due to that current source you have to find out now current passing through 3 ohm. That will be, now I will be give the name as I1, I2. 2 का कारण इथं second response आहे, that's why here 2. Here it is I1 because first response is there. Okay, now how to find out I2? Who will tell? Which method we can apply? So we have learned voltage division, we have learned current division, we have learned KVL, KCL, we have learned nodal, mesh. So which method will be the easy to find out that current I2? Who will tell? Nodal is also a simple one. Nodal means what? Here how many nodes are there? Two nodes are there, two principal nodes. This will be the ground. This will be the ground. Okay. Now 5 ampere is incoming. 10 ohm मतलब किती होतो? This will be the 5 ampere. This will be 5 ampere. This will be the I2. And this, if we don't know, mark the outgoing current. Okay. So here we will apply suppose a nodal analysis. So I will write here nodal analysis. So I will call it as this voltage. या व्होल्टेजला आपण काय देऊया, V2 म्हणून नाव देऊया, कारण इथं I2 असल्यामुळे आपण V2 नाव देऊया. ओके, वॉट एव्हर द नेम यू कॅन गिव्ह, V1, V2, V3, Vx, Va, whatever the we are giving the names. So apply the nodal analysis. So mark the direction of current. This is not known, so mark the away from. This is not known, mark the away from the node, and this is incoming, already given 5 ampere. So write the equation, apply KCL. Apply KCL at V2, node V2. Assumption काय आहेत का? Yes, there are the assumptions. Assume V2 greater than 0. Assume V2 greater than 0 या ब्रांच साठी पण V2 greater than 0. This is 0 volt. Okay, या ब्रांच मधलं तर करंट दिलेला आहे. So one is incoming, other two are outgoing. So I will write the equation here. So 2 are outgoing means 2 are positive terms. V2 minus 0 divided by 5 plus V2 minus 0 divided by 3 minus current 5 is equal to 0. So this will be the equation. V2 minus 0 divided by 5, V2 minus 0 divided by 3, and this is incoming current, that's why it is minus. So LCM is what? 15. Here multiply 3, here multiply 5, here multiply 15. So LCM is 15. 5 आणि 3 चं किती? 15. So multiply with numerator 3 into V2 plus 5 into V2 minus as it is 15 into 5, that is 75, is equal to 0. So divided by 15 goes to the right hand side, becomes 0. 3 आणि 5 किती झालं? 8 V2 and minus 75 तिकडे गेलं, plus 75. So V2 is equal to what? 75 by 8. Okay, 75 by 8. So if you are keeping as it is, you can, okay, if you want you can keep as it is. Now what we are finding, the current passing through 3 ohm, the current through 3 ohm is I2 equal to V2 divided by 3. Current I2, I will show the circuit once again. So this current you are finding I2. So V2 minus 0 divided by 3. Okay, that I have written here. V2 minus 0 divided by 3. So V2 how much you got? 75 by 8 divided by 3. So 3 and this will be the 25. So 25 divided by 8. How much? 5 point? 3 point किती येते? 3 point? 3.125. Am I correct? This is correct. 25 by 8. Okay. So this is the current passing through 3 ohm due to 5 ampere current source. आणि पहिला रिस्पॉन्स किती आला होता? I1. I1 is 2.5 ampere due to voltage source. So we are moving to the last step. Okay. So last step will be now total current. the total current passing through the total current passing through 3 ohm resistor due to all sources acting simultaneously is equal to is given by SPT. So SPT means what? Superposition theorem. Okay, so that total current is nothing but I is equal to algebraic sum of currents due I1 plus I2 प्लस I3 जे काय असेल पण इथं दोनच रिस्पॉन्स आहेत ओके सो I1 is 2.5 I2 is 3.125 so this I is equal to if you are getting that one what will be the answer addition 5.6 5.625 okay 5.625 this will be the answer so this question will ask for 4 marks this question will ask for such type of question will ask for 4 marks okay now this is by superposition theorem okay this is by superposition theorem now same theorem okay so what will be the answer here 5.625 same problem we can solve by nodal analysis also how जर तिथं त्याने असं दिलं नसेल find current passing through 3 ohm only the given like this but they not mention any theorem then you can apply directly nodal analysis so I will try that one 5 ampere this will be the 20 3 10 5 and 20 volt suppose you need to find out the current this current okay the current विचारतात find current passing through 3 ohm if SPT is not mentioned like this then how to find use simple nodal analysis so I will mark here only so this will be the voltage V and this will be the ground okay now this current is given so take as it is direction 5 ampere so this will be the outgoing and this will be the outgoing now assumption will be here assume V is greater than 20 for this branch V is greater than 0 and this is already current given okay now write the apply KCL at node V so assumption is given here so two are the outgoing one is incoming okay one is incoming that is negative and two outgoing currents are positive so V minus 20 divided by 5 plus V minus 0 divided by 3 V minus 0 divided by 3 and this is incoming as it is minus 5 equal to 0 परत LCM किती येणार 15 इथं काय नसतं 1 1 नसते so LCM is 15 here so 3 into V minus 20 plus 5V minus 75 15 into 5 divided by 15 goes to the right hand side becomes 0 okay 3V plus 5V 8V now next 3 into minus 20 minus 60 and minus 75 किती झाला minus 135 goes to the right hand side becomes 135 so what will be the V 135 divided by 8 I will keep as it is now here V is equal to 135 by 8 so that node voltage we got but we are interested in this current that current is I will given the name I okay so the current passing through 3 ohm is I is equal to V divided by 3 V minus 0 divided by 3 V is 135 divided by 8 divided by 3 okay now what will be the answer I is equal to whether you are getting same 5.625 anyone hello Whether you are getting same now? Okay. So without superposition theorem also we can solve the problem. So current passing through 3 ohm we are getting same. I understand. But we have to follow. This is one of the method. By using nodal analysis we will get the answer. But what is the question? The question is here, find current passing through 3 ohm using SPT, using superposition theorem. Okay, so you must follow the rules of SPT only. Means one source you have to take at a time and you will get one response. Second source you can take second time, you will get one more response. Okay, that is I2. And finally you have to you have to add those responses by superposition theorem I1, I2, you will get the answer. There will not be a shortcut method without superposition theorem. Means without superposition theorem you cannot solve the problem like this. You have to must follow the procedure of superposition theorem. I understand. Okay, now one more. I will give the one example as a homework. Now everyone note down. So that example you can take as a homework, try to solve, and that problem we will solve in the next lecture also. Okay, but whether you understood or not, that is also important one. Okay, now here you have to solve this question. Find, everyone note down, find